Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Sparkle Seat series. I am your host, Deanna Durrell, your intuitive relationship coach and spiritual mentor. And if you are new to the community or you're just catching up, I have been interviewing 6 amazing women, and every single month we feature one of them. They come from all walks of life, different areas of their life that we're going to look at, and we're having conversations with women just like you. So if this is your first Sparkle Seat, I encourage you to get a sheet of paper out and a pen and just take notes. You never know what might strike a chord, or if you have a resource that can help the woman that I interview, feel free to pop it in as a comment under the YouTube video and we will make sure that she gets it. So without further ado, today I have a very special goddess coming on, Angie. Angie, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, Angie and I met at a goddess event a while back. And ever since I met you, I just feel like, you have grown so much. And so I'm curious what we're going to explore today. Tell me a little bit about what's been happening. I saw when you filled out the application, it was really like a career focus. Is that still what you want to look at?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I'm super ambitious, and I even put some stuff, I jotted some things down here on a paper,
Oh.
just like help me, because there's so many things I want to do. And I'm like, let's do this, let's do this. And I'm getting pulled in every direction for career wise, and I want to do it all. And I don't know how to start it.
Yeah. So where are you at with your career right now?
Um, Currently, what I do is like property management, and I eventually want to get away from it. I like it, but I want to work for myself is what I would
Mhm.
like to do. And there's different avenues of different things I would like to do. So
Okay. So kind of branching out, making the transition from employee to entrepreneur business owner. That's a
yes,
big leap and it's like an awesome dream. And I know firsthand what that leap looks like. And it can be really overwhelming and also really exciting.
yes,
Like, where the heck do I start?
exactly. And that's how I feel, is like super overwhelmed. And I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I'm telling my husband, I'm like, what about this? What about this? This is what I want to do. And he's just like, wow. He's like, there's so many things you want to do. I'm like, I know. I don't know where to start.
Yeah. So before we even go into the ideas, like when you actually, I'm going to have you just like close your eyes and drop into your heart. Tell me about like if you were already there and you don't even have to know what you're doing, but can you describe how it feels or like what's this what does your life like feel like?
It feels fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
very successful. Absolutely enjoy what I'm doing.
Like you could do
And
it all day kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Does it
Like
give
I
you
have,
lots of energy?
pardon me?
Does it give you lots of energy? Like you feel like at the
Yes.
end of the day, you're just like more filled up than depleted.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm. And tell me about like, what does it, how does it fit in with your life, like your personal life? Just take
It,
yourself there.
honestly, I feel like it would work so well that it's just, I would know when, like, when one lane ends and one stops, I guess, if
Mm,
that makes sense.
yeah. So you're just being you
Yeah,
in both sectors, and there's like just like a seamless thing happening.
that's actually perfect wording. Yes, it's seamless, exactly. Where it's just everything could just coincides and just rolls. Just rolls.
Mhm. Okay. And I want you to just again just play with me. Like if we see an empty stage and this stage like represents this ideal work, this ideal job that you're going to create for yourself, what are some of the colors that come up on that stage? You don't have to
Red,
know what it means. Red.
red and yellow
Okay.
and even black.
Mhm. And any other like objects that come on that stage or smells?
No objects, but smell is like flowery,
Mhm.
almost like lavender or jasmine.
Mm. Cool. All right, you can open your eyes. Thanks for being open to that. That just like came in right now. So the colors represent kind of the themes of whatever this is. Okay. And so you told me red, yellow, and black. And what comes up with red, it's an activator color, right? So it's about you kind of being in the driver's seat of your life, which is very appropriate for your own business. Um, and it's also the color of like when we think of the element of earth. So whatever it is, it has to be sustainable. It has to be grounding. You don't want to be that flash in the pan, right? That's trying to kind of have three or four things growing at the same time. For another personality, that's absolutely true. But for you, I'm getting like solid one thing, like create roots, and it may take a little bit longer, but it's going to be solid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the yellow represents your solar plexus, so personal power. So what do you feel um, really gets you into that creative right zone of genius where you're just in flow? Like what could you do all day that feels like that?
Um, what it is specifically, like,
If you
uh,
have a specific answer, if you don't, it's okay. But like, what activities have you found get you into that? Oh my God, I could just like, I'm just like doing this. And I don't know how I'd make money, but my God, if somebody just had me do this, I'd be great.
when I'm making these things that I want to, well, that I'm making and that I'm wanting to sell to people. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
Of course it
it's
does.
what I want to do. And just thinking of it and being around it. Like I was looking yesterday at some things and I was like, oh, okay, this is how much it would be, da, 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 and thinking of the different costs on stuff. And I'm just like, I could feel my whole vibration, just everything just like exploding almost, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just like, I know, I was also getting giddy.
That's a good sign though. So, I mean, and that's like a very clear direction for you. So follow that, whatever this next step is, but that's a good sign. And then the yellow is also about, joy. Like I literally see, and I don't know if this is maybe part of a future logo, but like sprinkle sunshine. Like I see like a thing of sunshine, like around whatever the product is. Um, you help bring joy to people's lives with your products.
Nice, absolutely. And I'll share it with you. It's beekeeping. My husband thinks I'm a little crazy, but
Oh my God, awesome.
like actually like getting the suit, getting all the boxes, everything. And I've been YouTubing it of different videos, how to do it. I was actually going to take some classes because I love honey.
Perfect.
Like who doesn't? And you can use it in everything in baking. And that's what I do. And I'm like, I have a whole bunch of fields behind me. I'm like, I'm going to go talk to the farmers and have my own honey and jar it and sell it. It's, yeah,
That's
to me, that's like art,
perfect.
but yeah.
That's perfect. So, I mean, what are some of the like fears, if any, that come up with that? Because that seems so clear. Your energy expands when you talk about it too, which is a good sign.
Just of, I guess, the unknown of like not knowing how to do it or um like messing it up, I guess, or gosh, I I don't know. It's just, I guess, of the unknown of it is the biggest thing. So, um, and failure, I guess, which is maybe kind of normal for people of like, oh, I want to do it, but I'm afraid I'm going to fail. I mean, I think that's kind of normal and human.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, and that might be the black, right? The black is like the void. It's like, but like, where's the bottom? Like, what if there is no bottom? Like, what if I just sink and, you know?
right.
So, but the black is also about the mystery. It's about like Oh, and this just hit me too, like yellow and black, right? Like it's kind of
Right.
like the honey, and I love that. So
Right. When you said the
embrace the
sunshine,
mystery
that's why I was giggling. I was like, yes.
and the sunshine. Yes. And then the red is the sustainability. So I love that you're already breaking it down. Okay, I'm gonna like ask these questions to the farmers. This is what I need. These are the restrictions. These are the regulations. This is what I need to like have ready for seed money, for logos, like all of that. You're in the perfect position to do that. And then let's go to the smells. So you said it smells flowery, lavender, jasmine. I wonder if these are again touching on the essence of the brand, right? So it's like you want it to appeal, right, to people that are in touch with wellness. Like it's not enough to just sell the honey, like you want to
Right.
like give them a little extra. And so maybe you add something special to your honey. I don't know, like a little hint of lavender, or you
Right.
decorate it with a lavender sprig, or it
Right.
becomes part of your packaging. Um, but it would be worth researching, like what are the spiritual properties, and I don't know them, of lavender and jasmine.
Right.
Yeah, so that might give you some insight. But in terms of, your idea is solid. So it's just a matter of mapping out, right? Like what's the timeline? And
Right.
maybe it's that once you get kind of that number in mind, and you put out your first batch of product, you'll get your answers.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be, I need to jump ship from my day job
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Um, so yeah. And I also see you may have to bring on at least two or three more people, like once you get going. So you won't be doing everything yourself, but right now you just need to know what you need to do.
Right. Right.
So what comes up around like leaving or exiting the job?
Um, I know it's going to be some time and build that up of the beekeeping, and I had other things with it to kind of everything that I'm interested is coinciding. So it's like once I get this up and running into where I want it, and then I could exit. So I know it's going to be some time, like probably honestly, if I was thinking like 2 years,
Mhm.
that way I have enough, whether it's saved up or just everything of all my products and what I want to sell. So, because it's just not beekeeping, as you know, I've done different jams.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
so good.
thank you. I did this thing called, it's like a cowboy candy. It's jalapenos, and I cook them and then I end up canning them as well. But they have to sit for 2 months, and it's like a sweet and spicy. It's really good. I
Oh,
have not
wow.
been able to sell it because my family literally will eat these jars, and they're like huge. They're like this big, and I'm like, okay, so stuff like that. So not just my jams, apple butters, just different things that you would put more spreads and things like that. So it's like that, those types of things. And also the honey. And that's what I'm saying. They kind of coincide with each
They
other.
do go together.
On a stand on a corner somewhere on a country road, or I don't know, just things like that. When I go to different farmers markets as well, I'll see, and it's just where I'm like, I'll just zone out and look at everything, all these different jars. I'm like, this is what I love to do. It has, this local place, their name on it. And I'm like, this is what I love to do. The honey, the, different jams and all these things to do. And I'm like, I would love to have my name on it. And I have a name
Mm.
that I've had picked out for a long time. And I do use it from time to time, whenever I do sell things. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. So, and yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, then it becomes, all right, if you've already made the decision to do it, then breaking it down into what you don't know, right? Like write down all of your questions. What don't I know?
Right.
And then allocating time to go, find the answers or get in touch with people that know the answers. Um, do you have a website domain picked out yet?
No, I don't. I had one for a little bit. I had a blog anyways, and it just
Mhm.
wasn't user friendly at all. So I was just
Yeah.
like, this is not going to work. I need to go back in there and at least deactivate it and everything and just find a new one. So if there's so much out there, it's like, oh, wow. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, two resources, and for anybody watching that's thinking like, oh my gosh, I haven't started because I don't know how to do the website thing, check out Wix.com. Wix.com is one. Another one that a lot of people recommend to me is Weebly, WEEBLY.com. And then of course, like WordPress is the standard. But if you're just needing something quick, like I would say the basics of a website, you want at least 3 pages, right? One
Right.
homepage where people know who you are and like a way to give you their information in exchange for some, some kind of value. Maybe for you, it's like, I don't know, 5 unconventional uses of honey. Click
Right.
here to get the little PDF, right?
Right.
And then another page that's your services and products. So in this case, your product and a way to pay you. And then the third page is just the contact form. And that's really all you need to get going. And it's, we're talking like buy the domain name, that might be $10 a year.
Nice. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. And then the upkeep of the website's very minimal. But with those sites, I think it's like they have free versions of it.
Nice.
So yeah, I think your next step is just to break down, right? Like what is it that I don't know? And then what is what's your first goal? Maybe it's to, we can really break it down. Like maybe it's to sell 10 jars to friends and family by September 1st. I don't know. I'm making this up. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. And it's something that I don't know, I've always loved doing it. I've done it forever. I think what kind of started it was, especially right after I had my son, I was on maternity leave and I'm like, okay, there's times I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm kind of bored and I like cooking and I like baking. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make some raspberry jam. I was just kind of bored. So I just started doing stuff like that. And then also different seasons, I would make tomato sauce. So I could put it in my own spaghetti, my own pasta, my own lasagna, whatever. And my mom's side of the family were Italian, and that's what they've done forever. I mean, they're talking about like big
Vats of it.
of it. Yeah, huge. Where you see like lines of people and it's like they're doing it. Yeah, that's them. That's how that used to be with them. So, and I'm like, and I love that, but it's the best and it's homemade and you have your basil and you have all the seasonings that you need in it and you just make big batches of it and sell it. And that's what I would do too. So, and I would just give it to family and friends. So,
So I don't know why this is coming up, but like, give me 5 reasons why this is going to work.
Because I enjoy doing it.
Mhm.
I love to eat. No. I also enjoy people like watching them when they're eating the jam on their toast or they're using that sauce in their lasagna. I enjoy watching them enjoy and they're, you know what I mean? They light up and they're eating and like, this is really good. I'd rather pay for something like this than, at the store. And I know it's homemade and I know it's coming from somebody. So a lot of people like those types of things. I think that's 3.
Totally 3.
I just keep talking. Let's see. I would say, oh my goodness, 4 and 5. I'm kind of stumped at the moment.
Need some help?
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably, all of those are awesome, right? So like you tapped into kind of your bigger why, which is that satisfaction of seeing people like light up with something that you make that brings them and their family just like joy and pleasure and nourishment.
Right.
The biggest thing here is decision. It's going to work because you decide that it's going to work.
Right.
Like really own that.
Yes.
Like put your hand over your heart. I'm going to put it over my silver heart. And close your eyes and just say, my name is Angie.
My name is Angie.
And this is going to work.
And this is going to work.
Because I've decided that it is.
Because I've decided it is.
I am open to becoming.
I am open to becoming.
Whoever I need to be.
Whoever I need to be.
To make this successful.
To make this successful.
And fun.
And fun.
And wildly profitable.
And widely profitable.
In a way that feels authentic for me.
In a way that feels authentic for me.
Rearrange everything, universe.
Rearrange everything, universe.
I'm open to support,
I'm open to support,
but I've decided that this is going to happen.
but I decided this is going to happen.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. How does that feel?
Amazing. I feel like oh my gosh, that relaxed me. Because I was just getting excited and nervous and
Yeah.
amazing.
So here's like your invitation that you can do on your own, and everybody watching at home, you can do this too, is to write out on a sheet of paper, if I knew 1000% that this was happening, I would. And then I want you to just do a brain dump.
I like that.
I would. If I knew with 1000% of my being that this was happening, this was on, there's no more going back and forth, I would. You may find that there's stuff on that list that you would stop doing. There's stuff on that list that you didn't even know would be beneficial to do. Like, let's just see what comes out of that exercise. And this is something you can use for anything that you're just
Right.
like, I don't know what to do. It's like, okay, well, let's just ask your higher self if it was done already.
Right.
What do we know? So you don't even have to know how. You just have to know that it's happening because you decided just right now it did.
Nice. I like
Okay.
that. Sounds amazing.
And it might look really different than you expect, and that's okay.
Nice.
So, first step one is like, we've got to make space in your head for that possibility. And that was where the decision came. And then two is like dropping in and setting the intention, which you just did. The next one is asking for guidance, which you already did when you put your hand over your heart. And then the last one is taking aligned action. And your soul will tell you what the aligned actions are. If you keep asking that question every day and you keep writing it,
Right.
nothing may come for a while, but then one day you got like 20 things and you're like, okay, I just have to do that one today, that one the next day, maybe those two at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
But you've already decided. So you're already a business owner. It's already there. The property management's paying the bills right now. We give praise and thanks for that. And you'll know when it's time to transition. And there may be a merging there. Like, if we just open it up to the highest, who knows? All your property management clients and people are going to be buying your shit.
Right. Right.
Start bringing it to work.
Right. Exactly.
I love it. Well, anything else that's coming up for you?
Let's see. The only other thing, so for the longest time it was like I said about the jams and selling those and having not even just jams, but everything canned, and then the beekeeper, and then something else that's kind of coincide. It was funny because I started to do something last year, and after my father passed, I just kind of went to the wayside, but was I told you I'm kind of ambitious and I don't know where all this comes from. Also having like a coffee truck, because I love coffee, and selling it. Eventually, I would love to have like a small little place of a coffee shop where I have my jams and jellies and my bakery goods and selling my coffee, and even the honeybee, like kind of like it goes
Merging
back.
it all.
Oh yeah, co-signing it, like it's all together. And just having something like that would be amazing, where I have the coffee, I'm selling that, and teas, and different things like that. And then I have the bakery goods, because I love obviously doing baking, like I had told you before. I'll get requests, let's put it that way. If I go somewhere, hey, can you make this? Can you make that? I'm like, okay, whatever. So I bring them whatever it is. And then, yeah, with the jams and the honey. So it's like all of that in one. And I'm like, I don't know how, I mean, it just all seems so interesting. And I just am fascinated by it, and just I'm attracted to all these things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because like right now, the idea that you presented, right, is like this little shop that does like custom orders as well as like creating like a little sacred place for people to come and enjoy.
Yeah.
And that might be kind of the effect, right? If you decide to have like a stand or a truck or something like that, or even start just with online orders, like
Right.
start with the custom orders and see where most of your revenue is coming from, and then also where most of your passion lies. Because I know you like to do all of these things, but
Yeah.
then of course, right, like my business hat goes on and it's like, well, let's see what's at the intersection of what brings you joy and then where you're making money, right? And the demand is there.
Right.
So, because I would hate for you to like start this like shop, right, with all of these things, and then like most of your profit is coming from like custom online orders, for
Right.
example.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. I said that this one was kind of more towards the back end
Yeah,
of
but it's
everything
good.
there.
It's a bigger vision, which is awesome. And maybe eventually, right, like
Yes.
a franchise, like you could go big, but
Right.
yeah, I think that's awesome. I'd say, yeah, your next steps are let's just see, like, let's see what your soul says.
Yeah. Sounds
That's
good.
awesome. And everybody listening to this, feel free once you do get your website up to pop back and I'll add a little link to your stuff.
Nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Angie.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. All right. So if you are getting ideas turning for Angie, you're like, oh my gosh, girlfriend, I know which kind of honey, blah, blah, blah utensil you need, like, please put it in the comments. And I hope that this inspired those of you that are, really wanting to start something new. It could be a business, but it also could be embarking, on a new relationship or anything where it just feels a little bit scary, but in your bones, it's time to do it. And never give up on yourself. It's never ever too late to start just like putting your energy and your heart back into your dream and to really start living that vision that's been in your heart and your head for many, many years. So thank you so much for watching this, and please subscribe to the channel so you never miss any videos on how to trust and love yourself.